hear you
Hopefully.
now.
Hi, everybody.
We've got one, two, three, four.
That's
Roger is
pretty good.
trying to log in. Yeah.
We got a few people, I think, early in the morning. Okay.
Early morning and midday-ish.
Everybody's awake out here in Zion, so can't find parking.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, on a Saturday, yeah. Must be extra busy then.
You got it, Anita.
I'm just cheering you on a nice French wine.
Oh, I like that. Well, we got our water bottles here.
Okay, that we can cheer on that as well. I worked hard today, so I deserve the wine.
That's right.
One, two, three, four. Yeah, still waiting for a few more people to log in.
Yeah. 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 I hope the weather is nice with everybody. For those of you who may not know, I am up in Canada. And so I am just outside Montreal. And I was telling Anita a few minutes ago when we were chatting before that we've had the longest winter on record. And we just broke 70 for the first time about a week ago, and then that was it. We've been we've been hovering between high 30s and mid 60s for the last little while. So when we get to Normandy or we get overseas and it's a warm day, don't mind me if I just stand there for 15 or 20 minutes just soaking up the sun because I feel like a groundhog that hasn't seen daylight in years. So there you go. Looking forward to getting out.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, perfect. Good. Okay. Right.
You got it.
Oh, we got somebody with recording twice.
I'll shut this one off.
Getting we're getting a lovely tour of somebody's home too.
Nice. Why not?
There.
Okay, guys, it's 12 noon. Hopefully everybody's pulling in. 12 noon my time. I'm in the Eastern time zone. Anita is in Normandy.
Yes, I
And I
am
know a lot
indeed.
of you guys are, I know a lot of you guys are sort of, echelon to the west of us, and there's a bunch of people from the West Coast. So good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm David O'Keefe. I am going to be your historian, and Anita Sperber is going to be your tour manager. Basically, Anita is the boss.
Yes, I am. I tell you exactly what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. If for those of you who served in the military, I'm the officer in the cushy office, and Anita is the sergeant major that does all the work.
Exactly. You have to listen to me. Report to me as well.
This
I'll
is
do the
true.
head count as well every morning, on and on the bus, on and off the bus.
That's it. Well, look, we just wanted to do this. This is something that we've started to do the last few years, just to welcome everybody, just so we see each other's faces before we literally meet overseas. It's always good to, for you guys to hear our voices and see our faces and whatever else. Also, too, it opens up the lines of communication in case there's any kind of requests that you would like to make. I know that we have a few people here who do have connections. It looks like Michelle. Is it Michelle? Two
She's not.
uncles. Yeah, two uncles in the Battle of the Bulge.
Oh,
Another one
wow.
was in a PB4, a gunner, tail gunner. And then it looks like, I'm not sure if it's Rob or Patty, the way this is written on my phone, but somebody had a great uncle who was an aircraft gunner on the Texas,
That was
which
me,
is great.
Rob.
Oh,
Oh,
Rob. Hey, Rob.
wow.
Yep,
Okay, sorry, it was just the way I have it on my phone.
that's
I
okay.
wanted to know where it was. So that's great. But if there's anybody else in the group who you don't need to have a family connection, but if there's someplace along our route that you have been dying to see, then by all means, please let us know, and we will do whatever we can to try to accommodate that. Okay, um, as much as we can. There are going to be a few places along the way that sadly are going to be closed. As far as I know, for instance, Pointe du Hoc is off limits now. They've closed it down. And Anita, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, it's closed down for a while for repairs.
Yeah, for repairs, and
Yeah.
sometimes they might open up a little tiny section of it, but it's not, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
worthwhile visiting. I don't think so, no, at the
No,
moment.
not to the point of going in and taking away from everything else, because we have an itinerary that's just chock full of
Yeah.
incredible history. So we're going to be happy about that. You're going to love this. One of the reasons, and I'll mention this probably on our first night, one of the reasons why I love doing tours like this is because many, many years ago, when I was a young graduate, not even a graduate student, probably just getting out of high school, going to college, I did my first battlefield tour, but I did it on my own. And that was wonderful, but got into a lot of trouble going through old battlefields that, were now golf courses, things like this. But the one thing I've always remembered was I don't think I've ever read a history book the same way again after I've come home from walking the battlefields. And that has to do with the smell of the air, the sounds, just being there. It's the ultimate primary source, basically, is getting there. And it can be quite emotional. And that's one thing I'm going to tell you guys right now. They're going to be a mix of emotions along the entire way.
We'll bring
And
some tissues.
bring tissues, yes, and it's wonderful. And so not only do I provide the historical background to this, but I also do some psychological counseling just in case. Okay. Just in case everybody, no, I shouldn't say that. But the good part about it is, and what I love about doing these tours is we get a chance to get to know each other. We get a chance to talk about the various events, the human aspect of what this is all about. And of course, we get a chance to pay tribute
Fun.
to people who risked everything. And
Yeah,
so
that as well.
it's a wonderful, it's not so much a tour in some cases as it is a pilgrimage, and it's really amazing. So, welcome aboard, and we're really looking forward to having you on. And again, if there are any requests, by all means, get them to us. And Anita will be handling all of the logistics aspects, and I will be doing the history stuff. Okay.
So are you aware of all the WhatsApp group we created? Yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, that's really, really good instrument. You can ask questions on the go. We can answer them. It's a very, very good tool to use. So
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of times I'll pop in videos, short videos that you can watch on the bus, or at your own leisure, things like that. It's great for, herding cats at the end of a day when we're all we're all in different areas and we need to make it back to the bus.
yeah,
But yeah, and it's a lot of fun. So, and one thing about this, again, one of the reasons why I like doing this, it's kind of like being in school on the first day, or being you're in platoon on the first day and you don't know anybody, but by the end of the tour, you're going to be best friends.
yeah,
And
that's
it's a wonderful
definitely
experience. It's an absolutely wonderful experience. So
it is
enjoy.
very nice.
Yeah.
Have you got any specific questions
Yeah,
for?
can you all hear me? This
Yep,
is
Yes,
Roger.
we
Roger.
can.
I
Hello.
apologize. My video feed is not working, but I can see you, and obviously you can hear me.
Okay, we
I'm
can hear
I'm
you.
I'm curious if there's any time on the agenda when we get into the extension portion to visit the POW camp outside of Munich. I think it was called Stalag 7. Uh,
Hmm.
so I'm
I
curious
have.
if you know anything about that or if you've ever gone there before.
Personally, I've never been there. I've heard
Mhm.
it's a very interesting history to say the least, and I would love to go. Right now, I mean, Anita and I are going to have to take a look at the itinerary because we're pretty much the end of the tour is pretty tight. So I'm not sure. I mean, we'll take a look at it and see if there's any way of fitting it in, but you have to remember too that it's not just a question of getting to these particular places, or the time on ground when you're there, but there are other issues as well, like just traffic and things like that to get to. So sometimes what we think is a little visit could turn into 4 or 5 hours. So it can be difficult,
Sorry,
but let us crunch the numbers.
somebody's trying to join in the meeting via the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, who's calling? Hang on a second.
Let me
It,
see.
it actually, it was Roger, but I don't quite understand how it called me. I didn't call it.
Oh, that's a
We,
shame.
we got called also.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's on the WhatsApp group. Yeah. I don't know who it was really. Was it Harold? Um, I'm not sure how that works. He called on WhatsApp, and I'm not sure who it was. Hmm. I don't know. Okay. We still all there, yeah?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, cool. David, you are gonna have a look into it if it's possible.
Excuse me? Did you?
No, David O'Keefe, I'm sorry, the historian. I don't not. Oh, I think he's on the phone to somebody at the moment. David's not on here anymore, David O'Keefe.
Oh,
Has anybody else?
No, sorry, I am. Hang on, sorry.
Iowa.
Yeah, that's the problem. I just muted myself to go onto the WhatsApp and then forgot to take it off.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
think somebody
technical
tried to
difficulty.
join. I think somebody tried to join via the WhatsApp group with a video.
Probably. It would have been, let me see who called.
Is it Harold? No.
Maybe. Okay, logistically, probably Anita, you could probably go over all the things that people need to remember
Yes, I
because
will.
we are going to be on the road for a couple of weeks.
Yes. Yeah, we always advise you to pack as light as possible. You don't have to bring any fancy clothing. It will be just casual clothing. Do bring a waterproof, because the weather in Europe can be really temperamental. It can be sunny one day and rain the next day, and it can be cold, especially on the ferry. It can be quite cold outside if you want to go outside. One thing I have to stipulate every time, make sure you got enough medication on you. Your own painkillers that you're used to and any medication, make sure you stock up and bring as much as possible, because especially in Europe, the only time we can really stop for a pharmacy will be around lunchtime, and a lot of shops here in Europe are closed over lunchtime. They've got the habit of closing between 12 and 2, and you won't be able to get any medication in that time. And so please bring enough medication.
I think that's a very good thing. Remember, for us North Americans, the Europe has its charms, to say the least, and it outdoes us in many, many ways. But we are used to a 24-hour a day culture, which does not exist over there, okay,
No.
except in very few areas. So we have to remember that. We won't be pulling into a drive-through every 2 minutes to pick up something.
No.
That's like, occasionally we'll find a Starbucks though, I promise you. But other than that, it's just part of the way that the locals deal. It's just beautiful. It's lovely, but I'd say it's about a half beat behind where we're used to now.
That's true, yeah. We do have rest breaks every 2 hours. If we got a long drive, we have about a break every 2 hours approximately. So we'll try to respect that and only use the bus toilet if it's really, really necessary. And please be aware that, yeah, the toilet in the bus is really for emergencies.
Yeah, and we should be able to. We'll stock up on water, and there'll be
Yeah,
water, snacks, things
there's
like
always
that.
water. on the bus.
Yeah, we'll have something for that. And then, of course, when we stop, we'll try to arrange to go to a proper stop where if you feel like you need to pick up something to eat or whatever
Yeah.
else, and we'll arrange for enough time to do that. So yeah, I mean, it should be a pretty civilized kind of thing.
Yeah.
The only thing I would add to what Anita said is make sure you have something available for basically 3 seasons because Normandy can be, 75 degrees on one afternoon and it could be 45 the next.
Yeah. Or even
And
on the same day sometimes.
or even on the same day, the evenings get pretty cool.
Yeah.
And if anybody fancies a lovely cigar and a scotch at the end of the day, like I occasionally do, sometimes you need to dress warm.
Yeah.
And I'm an old infantry officer, so I always keep a pair of Skidoo socks with me. And those things have got me through everything.
Yeah.
So in other words, even though a very light base layer, think layers. Okay, so a base layer, and if you bring a really nice pair of wool socks, warm socks, you'll be fine.
And some walking boots.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we're going to be walking any great distances on this one, except maybe London in the first.
Yeah, not great distances, but
No.
the turf can be a bit uneven sometimes, so some good
Yes,
shoes,
that's true.
yeah, preferable, yeah. And
Yeah. And
we'll have
Yeah,
quite
there's
a
a few
few
things.
packed lunches as well. Because we're so packed, everything is so packed. So we don't have time to stop for lunches. Only a few times, and the rest will be packed lunches, but they're really good packed lunches.
They
So
are. Yeah,
yeah,
they are. That's one thing. It's not like fast food in the States or
no,
in, North America. It's really like you're walking out with a restaurant meal in a box. It's
yeah.
fantastic. So yeah, you don't have to be worried about eating a box lunch.
No.
Yes, Ned.
Hi, I'm Ned Thanhauser from Oregon. My wife and I will be joining you. We're looking forward to
Hello.
it very much. Just want to make sure on the box lunches, my wife is gluten free. So, sandwiches that have bread on it's not a good idea. Is there something that can be accommodating there?
That will be accommodated. All the bakeries are aware of that as gluten-free. There's another person with some allergies as well. That will all be taken care of. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.
What we
Yeah,
noticed,
it's standard. We've never had a problem.
no,
Great.
no, and we
Great.
make sure there's a gluten-free option for her. That's not a problem. We do find though that we had quite a few gluten intolerant people on our tours, and they tried the bread here in Europe and France, and quite a few people say, "Oh, I've got no problem at all."
Yeah,
It
we've
dep-
had the same experience. My wife, when we've been in Italy,
yeah,
the pasta there does not seem to cause as much of an issue. It's not GMO modified. I think that's a lot of what
That's
makes it compatible. But
you're absolutely right. I can go to Europe and I can eat in a fashion that I cannot eat here.
right.
If
And
I, if I ate the way here, then I'd be 570 pounds by now. It's just,
we
and I think
understand.
part of it has to do with the quality of the food.
Yeah.
And Anita's absolutely right. I'm sort of on the border of the gluten-free stuff,
oh yeah.
and I've never had issues over.
Yeah,
The only problem is when it's all been pre-ordered.
Yeah.
It's difficult to change the restaurants, and it's difficult to change the packed lunches and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, if you
yeah,
pre-ordered it, that should be fine.
yeah,
Any excursions that we make, we can do on our own.
yeah, that's true. You
Great.
have
Thank you.
a few free
Yeah.
evenings or free lunches. You can choose whatever you want to choose.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And there was
Okay,
one,
guys, I should
there was one
probably
other
I'll-
gentleman that was on the Zoom. We're on Zoom, but he was also on the WhatsApp, and
Yeah.
he couldn't find the link to the Zoom meeting.
That's what it was. Yeah, I thought.
He
Okay,
didn't know
was
where
that-
it was.
Was that Harold?
Yes.
Okay, maybe somebody can reach out. David, I'm not sure David Lee is listening. I know he's on, but could somebody get a link to him real quick? Because I don't have access to it.
Yeah, it's in an email. I had to search for it.
Yeah, but maybe send another one to him directly.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah,
a bad
that's
idea.
a
Thank
shame.
you. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
it's-
appreciate that. Yeah.
It's
Okay,
okay.
guys. Another thing, as a historian, I mean, I understand. I'm very passionate about history. I understand why you're making this, this trip. I understand this is a trip of a lifetime for you guys. So, as a historian, please do not be shy about coming up and talking to me at any time. All right. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm at your service, so to speak. And if you want to sit down and talk over lunch or breakfast or dinner or after, by all means, please do. Please do. Okay. I'm actually a college professor as well. So I'm used to dealing with all sorts of questions, to say the least.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, as someone who's also very interested in the history, I just finished reading Stephen Ambrose's Citizen Soldier, which is an excellent account of what it was like, and I'm sure that we'll hear a lot of that from you, David. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. I've actually one of the books that I did. It's called 7 Days in Hell, and it's all about a unit that, well, my unit, which was the Black Watch of Canada, they were wiped out in Normandy during the Second World War, and so I wrote the account of their 7 days leading up to that disaster. So I've written it very similar to Ambrose's style. So yes, I'm quite attuned to the experiences of the average everyday soldier on the ground. And yes, you're going to be hearing a lot of that, without a doubt.
Hey,
David,
David.
David, yeah.
I'm David Hollingsworth. I got in a little bit late.
don't worry.
Very anxious about the whole tour coming up. Say, I noticed when I went through the finalized itinerary that there was no mention at the end of the Siegfried line. And I was wondering if we were going to get a chance to visit that.
Well, I mean, the good part about the Siegfried line is it does run for quite a bit. So there will be areas where we will cross for sure and punch in. I don't think there's anything specific on the itinerary at the moment for a dedicated lengthy stop, but there shouldn't be problem you know, with hitting those areas, especially after the Ardennes or in the Ardennes area. I'm sure we could probably arrange something.
Okay, that
Okay.
would be
I'll,
awesome.
I'll see what I can do. I'll put that on my list.
That would be great. It
Is there
just
any particular part of the line that you're looking for? Is this a family connection? Is it an interest that you have, or?
no, I went on a I went on an am or on a tour previously, and we were driving along, and somebody said, "Hey, are those dragon's teeth?" And our tour guide went, "Yeah," and we just kept driving, and I was kind of like, "Hmm." So no, any chance that yeah, it kind of just shows how the fortifications were built. And,
Sure.
just shows it is fine and it doesn't have to be a long stop, just to stop and kind of explain
Yeah.
when and how. And, as long as it's, as we do it, I
Yeah,
think it's
it
really
depends
interesting.
on where. Yeah, because I mean the West Wall, the Siegfried line, I mean it runs almost 700 kilometers. So there are a few times that it depends where you want to go because we will skirt it when we're heading up to Market Garden area because of course the part of the Grosbeak Heights fight and whatever else they were coming out of the Siegfried line or what would call the Rhineland end of it. The Germans were coming out to attack the 82nd positions. So we're near it then. And then when we go through the Ardennes and we start heading down, we will cut it. It's the question of where. So let me sniff around and see if we can put in a bit of a stop somewhere.
Okay, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
David
Ned?
sorry, David Hollingworth. Hello, sir. I see that
Yes.
you've got some allergies, haven't you? Um, have you got any allergies?
Oh, I have a problem with peanuts, but, other than that, I'm
But
good.
you don't need an EpiPen or something or
No, otherwise I'm fine.
carry it, yeah? Oh, okay,
Yep, good.
good.
I
Thank
had
you.
one other question. I have an interest of seeing. I don't know if we're going to be stopping at the Netherlands American Cemetery. There's a relationship to this gentleman, John Bissell. Wondering if we're going to be stopping at the Netherlands American Cemetery on the route. I didn't see it on the itinerary, but just a question.
It depends where it is, off of our
Yes.
route.
It's south of the route, I believe, but it's south of where your planned stop is. But
Yeah, North American Military Cemetery. Yeah, hang on a second. Yeah, it's near Maastricht. Hmm.
yeah, I kind of looked
That
at the route and said probably not, but I'll put it out there.
Well, put it out there. I mean, it'll have to be one of those things that depending on the day, but
Yeah,
right now, I would have to say no, but I mean,
yeah.
nothing is firm depending on what happens with
Well,
timing and weather and everything else. If,
I understand. I made
kind of
it.
like football. It's like football. If we get to the line and we take a look at the defense and we're not happy, we'll call an audible.
Yeah, a game time decision. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a filmmaker here in Portland, and I did a documentary about this guy. It's very short but very impactful. I can share it with the group at a later time.
You
So
and I are going to have a lot to talk about because I'm a filmmaker too. So
good.
Oh,
I've done that. I've done that in addition to teaching and
Yeah,
writing and everything
good.
else.
Excellent. We'll have a
Yeah.
lot to talk about. Great.
Oh God, yeah. This will be fantastic. Good. Okay. I'm just trying to think if there's anybody else.
restroom breaks, for
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh,
medication.
just timing. Timing every morning.
Yeah.
Traditionally, it's kind of like the old military style. If we're leaving at, say 9 a.m., everybody ready at 8:55. That's it because unfortunately, we're on the clock when it comes to our driver. We only have our driver for X amount of hours a day. So we
Yeah.
have to make sure that everything is maximized and things like that. And if for some reason, if anybody's having any issues with, packing stuff up and getting stuff down, by all means, reach out. You're not going to be isolated on this. We're a little platoon of travelers.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We'll work together like a team. So if you
And we're
need
gonna have
anything,
some
by all
fun
means,
as well.
yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I will check everybody's passports every time we leave an hotel.
Yes.
I'll at checkout. Every time we have a checkout, I'm going to check everybody's passports. There's been occasions that somebody left a passport. We had to call in a taxi from London into the port of Portsmouth. And the taxi driver bring the passport because somebody forgot his
Oh,
passport.
yeah.
And it
Yeah.
happens regularly. So I might be a bit.
Yes.
You might
No,
think,
no,
oh,
Anita,
here
Anita,
she
it's
comes
happened to us.
again.
I
I
had
need
I
to
had a
see your
gentleman on a
passport.
tour. I had a gentleman on tour a couple of years ago, left it in the hotel room safe because a lot of people will come in, put the stuff in the safe, hurry to get out in the morning, completely forget it. He left it in Paris and only discovered it when we were in Brussels.
Oh, yeah.
It cost him 5 days and $5,000
Yeah.
in overages, hotel rooms, flight changes, and everything else. So please, what Anita says is it sounds like a kindergarten thing.
Yeah. But it happens.
It
It
will
happens.
save you, yes. So every day passport check, just because that's the one thing that really will mess up a beautiful trip.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah.
You can thank me later for it.
Oh, and by the way, on the bus trips, Anita and I are working this out right now. If all goes well, I should have a connection that'll connect my laptop up to the bus. And so as a result, I've got a selection of various movies. And of course, every once in a while, you're going to have to listen to me drone on and lecture about something. And I have, film clips of areas that we're going to and all these different things. And, I'm really looking forward to you guys, being with you guys. I've been doing this for years. I've been a military historian for 30 years, so I've got a lot of stories. And I'll be happy to share them with you. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say too. So I'm not sure if there's anything else. David, do you have another question?
Yeah, just a quick question. It's I've gone on a couple. of the Ambrose tours. And the one area that, it was okay, but there wasn't a lot of maps that were shown throughout our tours, and not having a sense of the geography a lot of times. In Europe, I'm a map guy, so I was just kind of curious if that could be addressed, or there's a way you could kind of map us through also on our tour.
Okay, it all depends on what scale you want to talk about. Like sometimes we will use maps on the ground to show something, but I don't really do that as much as I used to. But if you want something where I can get a general map of where we are on the bus at a given time and put that up and talk about, because basically we are going to be advancing the way the Allied armies were advancing in 1944-45. So if you want me to do something like that and kind of every morning do a little sit rep, a little situation report, yeah, by all means. I've got no issues. We can certainly do that along the way.
I
That'd
think
be great.
Welcome Pack, there is a map. I'm not sure what it shows exactly, but
Yeah, it all depends on what kind of map you want, what kind of scale, what kind
yeah.
of detail, what subject. If it's just more of a, here's the path of the liberation in 1944 and 45, and here's where we are right now, and here's the kind of terrain we're going to be encountering, or what they encountered at that time. Or if you want to go into more specific detail, where I'm using the topographical maps from 1944 and things like that. But it all depends on why we're doing this. So
No, it's more the first part of it, just giving a
the overview,
geographic
just keeping the
roadmap.
context.
Because
Yeah.
the countries are small, and
Gotcha.
sometimes even my understanding of the geography of France still is um, somewhat of a obstacle, even though I've been over there several times. So yeah, something along that just gives a general sense would be great.
We'll keep you oriented, and we'll put a tracker on you just in case you get lost, okay?
That works.
I do
Good.
have a question about places we visit. Going through the itinerary, it looks like apart from the Imperial War Museum, we're visiting a lot of sites, but not museums. And I'm asking only because I'm going to spend like 9 days over there before in the Low Countries beforehand and another week. I got a rental car out of Frankfurt for another week to go back down to Verdun and the Maginot Line and places like that. So, and I'm trying to figure out things to do. So it looks like we're not doing museums. So if I find museums I want to see, I could sort of plan on doing those as part of my extra time. Is that?
In England,
Yeah.
England, you mean, in the London area, or
No,
Anywhere.
going with my wife, sort of on an escorted tour of the Netherlands and Belgium. And at the end, when you drop us off at Frankfurt, I'm going to do another 8 or 9 days just with a rental car out of Frankfurt, going down as far south as Verdun. But then I have time up around the Bastogne area. And I was thinking, well, I don't really know how to plan it because I don't know exactly what we're going to see. Um, and if we're not going to museums, I know that museums pop up everywhere. I don't know how good they are.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. Yeah, no, generally speaking, the way we kind of look at it is the ground is the museum. So getting out there to where these things happen, understanding what it was like, that's really what it is. The museums are wonderful. It's just that museums can really take a lot of time. And also, too, there really isn't, I would argue, too much of a difference. When you start seeing museums in Normandy and then you move along the way, there are aspects that are different. But generally speaking, it's not specifically a museum tour, if you know what I mean. I mean, and if it was all different types of museums, so if you were in London and you were going to the National Gallery and you were going to Museum of London and you were going whatever else, then it's all different types of museums. But if you're going from one military museum to another, there will be some differences, but eventually the themes are going to become very repetitive. So, for us, it's getting out on the ground, walking, seeing the different types of terrain. And by the way, I put together a fun little thing for us. Every stop we make, we will be doing a bit of a tactical discussion. In other words, I'm going to put you back into 1944 and 45 and say, okay, here's the situation. What would you do?
Oh.
And of course, there isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer, but it's there to discuss. And really, it's about building up empathy. It's about understanding what these guys were faced with. So that is much better on the ground, standing on a bridge, standing on a ridge, standing somewhere else than necessarily in a museum. So that's one of the reasons why we tend to limit museums on this trip. Not that we discount them, but we just tend to limit them. And sometimes they're fantastic, and we want to go in and we want to get a taste of what it's like. But yeah, I would suggest if you're really interested in the museums and getting into them on a detailed basis, by all means do that on your private extension, if you will.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to figure out how to
Yeah.
plan it all.
Yeah, that's probably
That's
better.
helpful. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, the other thing I should say, sorry, before there will be a few times when we have other guides that will come in, whether it be London or towards the end, when I think up in Birch's Garden and Dachau. I will say this right now, and I don't mean to be crass. It's just that these people are they work for tips. So please keep in mind that wherever we are, please keep some cash with you for tipping purposes. These people are not well paid, but they are extremely well educated and well versed in what they do. And so we just like to make sure that they're, properly compensated for the time that they're giving us. So that's about the only thing that I would say that would be, kind of a little bit sticky in situations like that. I don't want to, mention anything while we're there on the ground.
We can
But
mention
that's
it
and it's
on the
voluntary.
morning. Yeah.
You don't have to, but it's always
Yeah.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Ned?
Yeah, we're arriving 3 days early in London, and on my agenda is to go to Thorpe Abbott's, to the airfield where the bloody 100th was involved. So I understand that the way to get there, you take a train, and then there's a taxi cab you need to arrange. I would like to invite anybody else who's arriving early and would like to go on Sunday. The Thorpe Abbott's is open Saturday and Sunday on the weekends. It'd be most of a day trip, leave in the morning, come back in the afternoon. We have dinner engagements with the friends in London Sunday night. But if anybody's interested in going out to Thorpe Abbott's, you could join me for that tour. I think they have a historic museum out there where they flew, and if you've seen any of the documentary Masters of the Air, read the books by Don Miller, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Maybe you can
Yeah, that's
mention
really
that in the WhatsApp group, because the people who are not on here now, maybe if you mention that on the WhatsApp group, they can join in as well.
I'll send a WhatsApp message out
Yeah.
if anybody
Yeah.
wants to join us. I've got
Right.
some tentative plans that I'll be firming up soon.
Yeah, that's great.
Very
I'll
good.
be arriving the morning of June 1st. I'll be landing in London on June 1st. Anita, when are you there?
I'm there as well. I'll be on the 30th in the evening I come, so I'll be there on the 1st as well.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we arrive on the
31st.
30th, and we have the weekend there.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
As
We have two friends we're
this
going to
is-
see. Yeah.
This is Roger. If as an alternative to the Airfield Museum, if somebody I plan to go to Chartwell on Sunday, which is quite a journey from London, but I think I figure out how to do it. And so if anybody would like to join me on that, they're welcome.
That would be
Very good.
fantastic. Yeah, I've never been. I would love to get up there. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, look, it was just basically do a little meet and greet so you can see our faces and get to know us a little bit before we have our opening night. And so, definitely we're look forward to seeing all of you and, just how wonderful this is going to be. No reason to be stressed, no reason to be anxious. You're here to enjoy yourself.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
any
the
other
key.
further questions for me or David, just put it on the WhatsApp group or
Yeah.
on our email and we'll respond to it.
Great.
Okay. And if nobody has any more questions, we will let you enjoy this beautiful Saturday.
Thank
And we
you.
will
Thank
see
you very
in
much.
London.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, we'll see you in
See you
London.
soon. Nice
Thank
to
you
meet
very
you.
much.
Nice
Cheers.